Hey everybody, David here with T&D Sports Cards. Welcome to a brand new video. And today I'm very excited. We're going to open this box. And this box contains the 6 cards that we sent into HGA for grading. They were shipped out in early March. They received and checked them into their system on March 17th, which was St. Patrick's Day. And they arrived back here on today. So it was about a 3.5 month turnaround. 60 business days was the plan that I chose. So not too bad. The 60 business days hit. It was like the close of the second week of June. So only a couple weeks beyond that. So they're doing a pretty good job of catching up and getting things out, close to on time. At least with this case here with us. The communication was actually quite good. They emailed me as they went along with the steps as we got closer to being finished, and when it was shipped, I got an email letting me know they were out. I didn't know that when they sent that email that it was shipped that it was going to include the grades. So I actually saw the grading on 2 of the cards. Now, I'm actually glad that I did, especially for one of them, because it gave me the opportunity to do a little research on how they grade a certain aspect of this particular card from that time period. And I'll get into that when we actually see the card. But anyway, I am very excited to check these out and see what the grades that we got on at least for me on the rest of the cards, and for you guys all the cards. So let's get into this and see what we got. I actually did cut the top of the box so it would be easier to open and get into. Looks like we got them all here. All right. And it looks like they actually sent them out in the order that maybe not. A little mixed up. That's okay. I think I'll start from the bottom. The first card is actually one that I saw, if it's the Jagr. Yes, I did see the Jagr. So this was one of the 2 grades that I saw. How do we get this? Okay, they have them in sleeves. Casings are nice on these. So as I mentioned, this was one of the 2 cards that I saw the grade on, so I know that it received a 9. I think the slab looks fantastic. I love the label. The label looks, first time I'm seeing it here, label looks great. And it looks like we got 3 9s and a 9.5 for subgrading. So pretty close. If we had one more 9.5, would they have given us a 9.5? I don't know. I know that they've typically been, based on videos I've seen, they've been very tough on surface. And this got a 9 for surface, so that's pretty good. But, I'm happy with this. I was kind of hoping that it would be like a 9.5. But, they're gem mint 9.5. But, the 9 is good. I'm pleased with it, and I think it looks great. So, pretty good start. Hopefully we can see that still up there, although we can't see the grade, can we? Huh. I don't know what I can do here. Can I move this a little, zoom out a little, so we can see the grade? Yeah, that looks a little better. Sorry about that. At least we can see the card. All right. I'll give myself some space here. All right, so our next one is the 85 Topps Mike Bossie. Now I remember thinking that this one didn't appear to really have anything wrong with it. It looked really well centered. It is a little older, so I know the older cards are a bit tougher for grading. But I think I was kind of hoping that maybe this would be around a 9 at least, just based on how the centering and how it really didn't look like there was much going on with it. So, and we got an 8.5, so not bad. Not bad at all. And again, the slab looks really good. The label looks great. They splashed in the Islander team colors, so that looks nice. It matches the card pretty well with the uniform, although the orange looks a little brighter than the picture does. But yeah, 8.5's not bad for an older card. And you know, again, this was just like kind of an experiment. I wanted to see, you know, at least like what my naked eye was telling me, and I think I was thinking it might get at least a 9, but you know, the 8.5 is, I think, is fair. So, 2 pretty good ones so far. And this one I was just anxious to see because I wanted to see how the color would enhance the card with the Nordique sweater. This is Matt Sundin rookie card from the same set as the Jagr, the 1990 OPC Premier. And this one, I know the centering wasn't as good as the Jagr. So I think with the Jagr, when I was hoping to get a 9.5, I was hoping maybe this one would be like at least a 9. Just because all the other aspects of it I thought were great. So, and we got a 9. And I have to say the color on the slab doesn't quite match the uniform. It looks a little darker than the Nordique color, but it still looks pretty good. Not bad. I think it could have been, yeah, it could have been a little brighter in the color there, but you know, maybe they just weren't able to do that. I mean, I think it still looks great. Looks really, really nice. And yeah, I think a 9 was probably about what I was hoping for this. So I will take that. I'm happy with that. And that looks really good. All right, so we got 3. So now our next one is going to be the 86 Fleer Clyde Drexler rookie, which I thought had a shot at being a high grade. I think I was hoping for at least a 9 on this one, just because I thought the centering was outstanding. I thought the surface was great. It didn't really appear to have too much going on with it. It had nice corners. It had the one spot, which we'll see, there was like a little bit of white on the edge there, so that was kind of concerning me a little. You know, I didn't even look at how the subgrades on the other ones. The Sundin looks like it actually got hit on the surface. They only gave it an 8, but they got 9s and 9.5s. And the Bossie has a 9.5 centering again. As actually all 3 of those cards have 9.5 centering. So the centering they're happy with. But anyway, yeah, I think I was hoping for at least a 9 for this one, just because I felt all aspects of it, other than a little bit of white here, was pretty nice. And wow, it only got an 8. Okay. 7.5 for corners. Wow, that's a little surprising, to be honest. I really don't know where the corner problem was. You know, this white down here was the one little spot that I was concerned about. And they gave it a 7 for edge, but it did get a 10 for centering. So the centering guess was pretty good. Wow, this slab has a pretty significant scratch on it. Huh. Right up here by his head. I don't know if you can pick that up on the video, but that's noticeable, like significantly noticeable. That's honestly like pretty disappointing. It goes across here to like where his nose is. I might have to contact them about this. But yeah, I mean, as far as the grade goes, you know, I think the 8, I guess the 8's fair, although I'm really kind of interested to know how they came up with only 7.5 for corners, because all 4 corners on this were, from what I remember, being really sharp, and they look sharp here too. Well, oh well, it's their machines versus my naked eye. But yeah, I might have to contact them about that scratch on there. But yeah, you know, we'll, the 8 is fine. All right, so I'm going to save the Coffey for the last, because that's the one I wanted to talk about. So the Lynn Swann is his rookie card from the 75 Topps football set. And I think I was kind of hoping for anything that would be like 7 and up. I mean, I think if I got an 8 on this, I'd be pretty happy. It's centered about as nicely as I found any of these, any of the Swann cards. It's a pretty tough card, and it's older, so it's obviously a tough grade. And it got an 8. Wow, okay, that's awesome. I'm actually very happy with that. And it looks pretty nice in here. The Steelers colors, which actually look just like the Penguins colors. I think that was the idea with all the Pittsburgh teams. And what do we get? We got 7.5 for corners. Again, yeah, I thought the corners were pretty nice on this card. Surface 7.5, older card. You know, it's been handled. 8 for edges and 9 for centering. So yeah, that's this is a very well centered card for the Lynn Swann. So I think an 8 is a pretty nice grade on this, and it looks good with the uniform and the splash up there. Nice looking slab. Okay, so our last one here is the Paul Coffey, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this and what I was able to look up and see that I think it's, I don't know if unfair is the right word to use, but I don't know why they are penalizing you for something that has nothing to do with the card being handled or age or anything like that. The way the card is cut from the factory and how all their cards basically are cut from the factory, I feel should not be held against you. And I think when I did the preview video, I was kind of hoping for like maybe a 7.5, 7.5, or an 8. So, and it got a 7, and the that label looks nice. It's not, and in this one, in this case here, it doesn't look quite as dark as the Oilers sweater does, but it's I think it looks really good. I think it looks fantastic in this slab. And it got a 9.5 for centering, and I remember thinking that like the centering, I wasn't sure. I thought it was off a little bit, but they thought otherwise. But the thing that I'm talking about is the edge grade, 6.5. And I did quite a bit of research on eBay to see, you know, how HGA slabbed cards there were graded from this time period, like late 70s, early 80s OPC hockey and baseball cards. And almost every card that I came across had an issue with an edge grade. It would be 5.5, 6, 6.5. And for, you know, their factory cut, they are famous for having the, you know, the rough cut, which I think is a really nice feature on the card. I also don't think that they should be penalizing on the grade based on how the factory cuts the card. Now, if the card's cut off center or whatever, you know, that you know, miscut, you know, that's different. But the majority of their cards come out this way. And if you look up, you know, cards that are listed that are slabbed by other companies, you know, not all of them give subgrades. But, you know, I've seen Beckett, and Beckett just basically allows it to go through that way. They don't penalize you. And I feel like this card was penalized because of the rough cut on the top here. You know, now I don't know if they didn't do that, you know, would this card been an 8 instead? You know, that I don't know. But I find that interesting. It almost made me, it makes me curious now to, you know, the next time I submit, especially cards, you know, like say from this set or from, you know, other OPC sets that have rough cuts on them, I think I'd like to send them to somebody else and see how they deal with it, because I don't think PSA counts against it. I'm not a big fan of PSA, but I'm considering sending, you know, maybe a few cards to them just to see how that would go. But anyway, I mean, I think the slab looks great. I think all these slabs look great. I think they did a really nice job. As I mentioned earlier, I think the customer service was very good. They communicated well. You know, even early on when I sent these out, I had some questions, and I emailed them and, you know, actually left them my phone number and told them they could contact me, you know, that way if they wanted to, and I would get phone calls the same day. You know, I think as a company, they're pretty good. They stay on top of things, and, you know, and they did a pretty good job of getting these back relatively close to the said time period. So overall, I'm pleased with them. I think I would use them again. I don't think I would send any older OPC hockey cards to them, just for, you know, based on the case that I see here with this one card. But anything else, I probably would. They didn't really kill me on surface on too many of these. The older ones, actually the Coffey got 6, looks like it got 6.5 also. It's actually only got 6.5 on the corners. I think that is part of the rough cut that they kind of dinged me for, because the corners I think looked very good on that card as well. But anyway, guys, this was fun. I'm glad I was able to actually get a video out. I was excited to see these were delivered today, so I was able to get into the box and reveal these and have them in my collection. So I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July, and for those of you in the States, and I will hopefully be back with another new video sometime early next week, early to mid next week. So again, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your holiday, and we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.